Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Z and I'm back again with another video. So I'm going to talk about the basic expense of living in the USA. It could be different for different people, so don't take it as my words. So for example, if somebody live in a big city, his or her expenses would be different for if somebody living in a small city or a small town. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about your tuition fee and your health insurance because it is a big expense, and obviously once you got your I-20 form, you already know how much fee is going to be, because each university has its own tuition fee and each university has its own health insurance fee. So the biggest expense of any international students in the USA is rent. So for example, if you live in a big city, your rent could be more expensive rather than if you live in a small city, your expense would be less. If you live in New York City, you can share with other people. For example, if you have a 3-bedroom apartment, it might cost you $2,000, but if you share with other people, it might cost you $500. So 3-bedroom apartment means there's going to be 3 rooms, 1.5 bathroom, and usually there is a living room. So if you think you can manage 4 people in that house, one person can easily sleep in the living room, or you can accommodate one person in one room, one person in another room, and 2 person in one room. So housing is a big expense if you want to go to the top-notch university. For example, if you want to live in California, New York City, you want to live in LA, you want to live in Boston, Washington DC, obviously the expense is going to be high because rents are going crazy in all these big states. Instead, if you are living in Northampton, you are living in lower side of Texas, if you are living in Minnesota, if you are living in New Mexico, the rent would be cheaper and you can share with other people. So let's say if you are living in a 3-bedroom apartment and you have 4 people and you live in a big city, your rent would be $500. And I'm telling you, if you are living in a small town, your rent would be around $300 to $350. But obviously you cannot afford if you want to live separately, so you have to share with other people. The next expense is electricity. Again, electricity depends where you are located, in which state you are. Usually the electricity is not that big issue in America because electricity is cheap. If you live in Washington, Seattle, obviously it's gonna be cold. If you live in New York, it's going to be cold, so you need a heating system in your house. If you live in California or you live in Texas, you need air conditioning whole year in your house. The electricity bill, it depends on where you live, in which state you are going to college. Usually the electricity bill is $150 to $200 per month, and you are sharing, so one person going to pay $50. Again, it depends where you are located, which state you are located. Each state, each county, each city has its own rules and regulations. The next big expense is your phone bill. For example, if you have a Verizon, you have a TNT, you have any other SIM card in your phone, you have to pay monthly. And on top of that, you might need some internet data as well for your phone. For example, if you're going outside and you're doing a camping trip or you're doing a road trip, you need the GPS. For that you need internet data. So it usually costs you $50 to $100. It depends where you are and what kind of data plan you are getting and what kind of phone you have. The next big expense is your grocery. Yes, if you are living with other people, obviously you have to cook, because if you're going to eat outside every day, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So for example, one meal in America is going to be $10 to $15. So it is obviously a great choice if you cook home and you buy a grocery monthly and then cook it at the home, and it's going to be less expensive. For example, if there are 4 people in the house, you can get $400 grocery per month and you can use it effectively. On the other hand, there are some people who can manage themselves in $100 instead of $400. So it all depends on you, what kind of person you are and what kind of diet you have. So if there are 4 people in the house, you can get $400 grocery and it divided by 4 people, so it's going to cost you $100, which is a big expense as an international student. Next expense is a Wi-Fi expense, because obviously you cannot use your internet data all the time, but if you have unlimited internet data, then you can use your internet data. Otherwise, you might need a Wi-Fi, which is going to be around $20 per person, which is not a big expense. So overall, it is not expensive living in America. If you have a minimal budget, you can easily manage it. And on the other hand, you should live with other people, because then you can save a lot of money. For me, I live in New York. I have a house and I have 3 other roommates, and it's not that expensive. If I calculate overall, it is not expensive. So make sure you should have other people with you. All the people who are going to live with you, they're mostly going to be an international student like you. So make sure be more polite, be more courteous to them, and try to make a family, because when you live abroad, you need people. You need good people around you who can help you when you need help, and you can help them when they need help. I hope this video will clear a lot of ambiguities. If you have further questions, please let me know in the comment section. And if you already living in the USA, what are your monthly expense and how you can control your monthly expenses. इसी दुआ के साथ कि अल्लाह पाक आपको खुश रखे, दुनिया और आखिरत में आपको कामयाब करे, मुझको दे इजाज़त। अल्लाह हाफिज़।